Hi everyone, my name is Andrea Tooley and I am an ophthalmology resident at Mayo Clinic. I thought that I would give a little introduction since some of you have watched my videos from the very beginning, but I know that some of you are just watching them for the first time. And so my name is Andrea, I'm 28 years old. I went to medical school at Indiana University in Indianapolis, and then I started my residency at Mayo Clinic. I did a preliminary medicine year here at Mayo Clinic, and then I started my ophthalmology residency last year, and now I'm about to be a second year ophthalmology resident, or PGY 3, which means post-grad year 3, so I'm 3 years out of medical school. And I love making videos all about the different specialties in medicine, different careers within the healthcare field, and I love interviewing people and asking them about their jobs, asking them about advice for being successful within the medical field. I know that the journey to medicine is very long and arduous, and so hearing from people who have made it and who have the career that you're wanting or dreaming of when you're in high school or when you're in college, hearing from those people is super motivating and really gives you something to strive for, and so that's what I'm trying to do here on YouTube. So I hope you like these videos. I wanted to do something very different today, and that is to do a giveaway. I've never done a giveaway here on YouTube, but I appreciate all of you watching so much, and I have so much fun reading your comments and interacting with you and knowing that you like the videos. And so I figured I should start doing some small giveaways to just thank you all for watching and get some more interaction between us. And so I think I'll do multiple giveaways, and I'm going to stage them depending on the time of year. And so when we get into the fall, I'll do more of a back to school kind of giveaway, and I'll do some geared towards medical students, I'll do some geared towards college students. And so right now I wanted to do something because it's summer, and so a lot of people are out of school and doing all kinds of different things for the summer. If you're in medical school, you get one summer vacation between first and second year, and a lot of people spend that summer doing research or doing different shadowing or volunteer type activities. A lot of people just take a break and go on vacation or travel, spend time with their families, work, make some money. There's so many different options between what you do first and second year of medical school. After second year of medical school, however, your summer vacations end and you work all the way through the summer as a third year, and then you start residency at the end of your fourth year. And so you don't have summer vacations anymore. In college, you of course have lots of summer vacations. People ask me sometimes what I did over the summer. So the summer after my first year of college, I took organic chemistry. It was an 8-week, very intense, all-day course with a lab included, and you could take this for 8 weeks and get a whole year of credit of organic chemistry. And so I did that because I figured that being able to take organic in one set 8-week, very intense portion would be easier than taking it throughout the semester when I was taking other hard classes. And I also was thinking about double majoring and studying abroad, and so it seemed like the easiest way for me to kind of fit in all my coursework. Now, I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that anymore. It's kind of cheating because it's a lot easier to do well in organic when it's the only class you're taking. And so I recognize that I kind of took an easy way out when it comes to organic, so I apologize for that. But I did take that course over the summer between first and second year of college, between my freshman year and my sophomore year. And then I also traveled to England for a 2-week Shakespeare course, and we got to go to a bunch of different plays, and we wrote essays on the different plays that we saw, and I love Shakespeare, it's my favorite, and so that was just a dream come true. And then I started my sophomore year. The summer between my sophomore and my junior year, I also took several classes over the summer. That's not true. The summer between my sophomore and my junior year, I studied for the MCAT. As soon as I finished sophomore year, I started studying for the MCAT. I took a Kaplan class, and I studied pretty much all summer. I studied pretty hard, and then right at the beginning of August, I took the MCAT, and so that would have been right before my junior year. and then I studied abroad that following semester, the beginning of my junior year. Then the summer between my junior year and my senior year, I did a volunteer kind of mission trip in Africa for 5 weeks, and that was life-changing and just the most incredible experience, and I'm so glad that I did that. And then I also worked a little bit on campus and did some research as well. And then the summer between senior year of college and starting medical school, I spent some time volunteering for Orbis, which is an organization that I've been involved with since I was in high school. So I volunteered with them. I helped write some literature for them. I wrote a manuscript for some of their protocols when they're visiting different countries. I shadowed a little bit, and then I kind of just took it easy and rested and enjoyed my life before medical school started, which I would recommend to anyone because you really want to be ready for medical school to start. You don't want to be tired or burnt out when it comes time to start first year of medical school. So that's what I did all through my summer vacations. But one thing that I did throughout all of those vacations was read. I love to read. It's always been a pleasure of mine. And so anytime that I have a vacation, anytime I have a break, I always try to read something. And I am so sad, and I really lament that while I'm in residency, it's very hard to find time to read for pleasure. And I feel like I just need to be reading about ophthalmology and reading and studying. And so I don't read as much anymore, and I'm hoping that I'm able to get back to it soon. But I figured that since it's summer break for all of you, I would do a giveaway of some of my favorite books and share them with you so that you can read some over the summer. And so I have 3 different books here for you, and I'll go over them right now. Okay, so here's the first book. This is Cutting for Stone by Abraham Verghese. This book is one of my all-time favorite books, not just medical type books, but all books in general. It's a fiction novel, and Dr. Verghese is a physician. This book is like a soap opera. There's so much drama, and I could not put it down once I started reading it. It is a page turner, and you'll be just gasping and wanting to know what happens next, and you'll be destroyed by some of the things that happen, and you'll cry. Oh, it's just such a good book. I love it. It's great for men and women. Everybody should read this. And it does have medical undertones. It's about 2 brothers who are both end up being doctors, and it's about their life in Ethiopia, I think, and then they come to the States. Let me make sure it's Ethiopia where it's set. Yeah, Addis Ababa. So, and then they come to the States. But it's just a fantastic book. And so here's my first one, Cutting for Stone. I would recommend this to anyone, medical or non-medical. Fantastic book. So here's number 1. Number 2 is by one of my favorite medical authors, and that is Atul Gawande. And this is his new book, Being Mortal. So Dr. Gawande is a surgeon. He lives in Boston. He's also a professor at Harvard, and he writes for the New York Times. He's written multiple New York Times best-selling books. His first book, Complications, was one of the first medical books that I ever read, and then I ended up reading several of his other books, Better and the Checklist Manifesto. Those are all books that he's written, and they're just, his perspective and his thoughts on medicine ring so true, and they're just fabulous. And I love the way that he explains things and the way that he writes and the way that he kind of breaks down these big concepts in medicine and kind of the culture around medicine. And he shares patient stories to make his examples. And so he will share stories from when he was a resident and from when he was a fellow and when he was in the operating room. And then he uses those stories to kind of make a point of something going on in healthcare or something that happens to us all when we're going through medical training. And I remember in one of, I don't know if it was Complications or Better, but one of them he talks about different kind of biases that we can have with patients, and he mentions a patient of his who had necrotizing fasciitis, which is a really terrible infectious condition that has a horrible mortality and is just a devastating condition if you end up having it. And so he talks about this patient who ended up having neck fash and how that made him more alert of that diagnosis. And so every patient he saw after that, he thought, well, maybe they have necrotizing fasciitis, and talked about how the things that you see kind of alter your diagnoses after that. And just really interesting examples. And so anyways, this is his latest book. I'm pretty sure this is his latest book, Being Mortal. And it's also a New York Times bestseller. It's Medicine and What Matters in the End. He just writes beautifully about the human condition. And so I think anyone going into medicine will appreciate his work. And so I'm excited to give this away to you guys. And then my third book I have not read, and it is on my must-read list, and that is When Breath Becomes Air. I have heard so much about this book. I've read an extensive review that was in the New York Times about this book. And basically, this was written by a surgeon, by a neurosurgery resident. He was in his final year of residency. So in his early 30s, he had a wife. They think they were newlyweds, or maybe they'd been married for a little bit, but very young, about to finish his medical training, and was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And he writes about his experience living with that diagnosis and being a physician, being a doctor, and knowing the prognosis, knowing his own prognosis. And I'm not ruining the ending or anything. I think you know this from the very first page, but he ends up passing away. He dies from his illness. And his wife finished the book after he died and published it. And I've read several excerpts from it, and it's just beautifully written about the things that he goes through. He kind of tells his story of medical training, and then talks about the life after his diagnosis, deciding whether he and his wife should have children, and would it be better if they did or didn't? Would that make it harder? And kind of coming to terms with his own death as such a young person, and then being a doctor at the same time. And so this book has just gotten rave reviews. I think it's going to be one of those books that kind of marks you forever, and I think it'll be a book that you'll never forget. And so I hope that it touches one of you. So these are the 3 books that I want to give away: When Breath Becomes Air, Being Mortal, and Cutting for Stone. So in order to enter this giveaway, I want you to make sure that you click subscribe so that you never miss a video. Leave a comment below letting me know. I haven't decided if I should give all 3 of these away to one person, or should I give them each away separately. And so leave a comment letting me know which book you would most want to read. And I will decide if it's 1 or 3. Maybe I should give away to 3 different people. And when I select the winners of the giveaway, I will let you know in the comment section as well, so that you can email me your address. And then on the inside, I'll also write a little inspirational note to you saying, like, go get them and, you know, do awesome. And so I hope that this gives you some motivation and gives you some great summer reading. And I just want to thank you all again so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.